The worst?
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Welcome to the Monday Weekly Recap episode.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
On today's episode, Big Drewski and Casper break down all of the college football action from all of the games and events from this past weekend. Today's episode is sponsored by the Depot Printhouse, www.staycating.com, and True Tennessean Clothing Company. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave the boys a review, because again, I can't stress this enough, but they have literally no clue what they are doing.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Let's get on into today's show. And as always, have a happy Monday.
Giggity.
All right, here they come.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Little Tangerine Show, the littlest of Tangerine shows. I am your host, Big Drewski, here with my co-host,
Casper.
I'm trying to figure out how to get us. Oh, here we go. Wrong one. There we go. Boom.
There we are.
We're trying to get this fingered out at least decently, but welcome. Happy Turkey Day. Oh.
That.
No, today's not Turkey Day. I just was
Turkey
saying
Day?
Happy Turkey Day. Because this is the Monday episode. We're not going to do another one till Turkey Day.
What's Turkey Day? I've never heard of it.
Turkey Day is the nickname for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's a terrible nickname. It's completely irrelevant.
Have you,
About-
honest to God, never heard that? Or are you doing a bit right now?
I've heard it. I just don't recognize it formally because it's pretty trash.
I was like, there's no way you haven't heard that. But I call it Turkey Day.
The day is not about turkey. The day is about Thanksgiving and being thankful for something, which if you're a Tennessee fan, you're going to have to look far, deep, and wide to find something you're thankful for. So,
I mean, we dang sure don't have a football team.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
yeah. Yeah,
But before we, just drown our sorrows, though, and us getting skunked by Georgia again this weekend, it is Thanksgiving week. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. I'm pretty pumped. I did get a turkey.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the Facebook.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Pre-show while I was sitting down here waiting on you for an hour.
I'm like Snoop, man. I come rolling in whenever I want.
What's the plan? Are we gonna brine this thing? Or?
Oh yeah. We're gonna brine it. We're gonna brine it probably for 48 hours with a concoction.
Wow, 48 hours?
Yeah, we're gonna brine it for 48 hours. And then we're gonna smoke her. We're gonna smoke her, baby. It might not be quite 48 hours, but it's probably gonna be close. But I'm pretty excited. I got that rolling. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants nowadays, dude. With a pregnant wife, I'm really just on her schedule. I just stand where she tells me to stand, and try to help out. I try to help out where I can, and then I try to be completely just unnoticeable the rest of the time. I can hear my daughter crying as I'm talking about this. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing my wife probably just told her to go to bed or something, or she rolled off the bed. I don't know. I'm not real sure what happened, but that's my life these days, dude. It's excited. When are you guys going to have your second one? Because let me tell you, it's a blast.
Never. I told Mrs. Casper that I talked about her on the last show, and I'm sure she still hasn't listened. So I'm just going to go ahead and say never because she'll never listen anyways. She doesn't care that much. So
I'm telling you, if you're going to have that second one, go ahead and pop it out, get it over with, get the snip, move on. do not wait, mi amigo, because the older them ladies get, you know, things just don't bounce back like they used to.
Wow.
But oh, dude, she's having this is like way worse than the first one by far. I'm thankful for having a semi-comfy couch that I can sleep on most nights. Because I don't know if how your lady did when she was pregnant, but mine goes like Jackie Chan, just pow pow pow, kicking and throwing jabs and all. I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't remember any of that really.
mm,
Just some crying, random crying. But other than that, I mean, she just went to work and did her thing.
random cries of despair. But yeah, no, I'm gonna smoke I think it's a I think it's a 10 or 15 pounder. I need to look again. I mean I want to say it was 15 because
Yeah, you
our, our
got butterball, so you didn't find anything smaller than 15, probably.
yeah,
'cause
but like
everything's smaller than that.
yeah, because like I remember thinking like, well, they said a day per 4 to 6 ish pounds, so I'm like, we're gonna be cutting it close on the
Yeah.
dethal there. But yeah, no, got the turkey that I guess I'm gonna be eating by myself because another family member volunteered to be smoking a turkey for the thing, but I wanted to do one anyways, and my wife can't eat anything without puking like 15 minutes later, so. I doubt my daughter's going to want any of this, so I don't know. I'll be probably giving out some turkey. Unless it sucks, then it's just going to stay with me, and I'm never going to try it again. No, I'm just kidding. But what about you? Thanksgiving Day plans?
Yeah, man. So we're gonna go down to the Chattanooga, hang out with the fam. I'm also smoking a turkey. I actually bought 2 turkeys. I'm gonna smoke 2, and I don't really know why I bought 2, but I did.
2 different flavors?
No, just 2 turkeys.
So
I
you're doing
had
2
to go a little
exactly
smaller
the
because
same?
because I also waited a little late to purchase turkey, so I got some that are smaller than what I
Where'd you
usually
get
do. I
yours?
usually go for about at Walmart. I usually go for about a 20 pounder, 24 pounder, or something like that. But I
Dude,
usually just get the biggest one they have. But I waited too late, so didn't have time for that. But
I went to
also,
Walmart and it was like $14 more than Food City, so I was like,
huh?
yeah, dude, Food City's running a deal right now. It's like $1.69 a pound with your card. It's 99 cents a pound if you get $25 worth of qualifying items, but it was like Food Club, like their brands. But if you get $25 worth of that, then it was like 99 cents a pound. But yeah, I got it for like $1.69. It was like 26 all in.
Mine was 98 cents a pound at Walmart. So I
Dude,
don't know what Walmart you went to.
I went to the one at Easttown.
They must
Yeah.
be stealing turkeys over there. That's probably what it is, having to cover up for all that theft.
Dude, I don't know.
Um,
That was crazy though. I was like, golly, yeah, we didn't get one here. I mean, maybe it's you snooze, you lose. You should have bought one
I
earlier,
also
Sal.
don't buy Butterball because it's already pre-salted, so I stay away from that. But I got the what's it called? Shoot, I can't remember. But it's the young turkey. They're smaller a little bit, and I got 2 of them. So
I seen the young
good.
turkeys over there,
yeah,
but I don't. They only had like a couple different versions, and the frozen one was slightly cheaper. So I was like, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna get that. But yeah, no, it'll be pretty exciting. We're doing a smaller one this year. I don't really know what's up with that, but yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm pretty pumped. Then Christmas will be essentially right around the corner. Holidays, man, nothing like it. Getting together with some
So
family.
it's not Christmas for me because we got Mrs. Casper's birthday, and then an anniversary right after that. So yeah, it's a
Do y'all
busy
get
time for me.
Do y'all get into the Black Friday stuff?
I mean, we used to. I'm working Black Friday, so no, not this year.
I I never did get into Black Friday, bro. Like honestly, I just was like, I mean,
I used to
one
get in and go buy stuff for myself that I wanted. I never got into it to buy presents, really,
well, I
unless like
just
I was getting a big item from my mom or my dad or my brother, sister, or something like that.
once I figured out that like you could just buy stuff online, I'm like, why go out? I mean, honestly, like you're gonna be able to get it, but yeah, no, I used to, when I was younger, like teenager, and I thought you had to go out to get whatever newfangled, Turbo Man doll or whatever's out there. I
Yep.
thought, but yeah, then once I figured out like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I'm like, yeah, that's out the window. But to those of you that is getting out in that newfangled thing, best of luck to you. You know, um, learn how to box out. I don't know. That's all I can say. But yeah, no, I think we're gonna be working Friday, so
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. Hopefully, you guys are, definitely tag us in your Thanksgiving Day festivities, and I'd love to see what turkeys y'all are deep frying and whatever else. So, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving. I made some friends over the weekend after
All right.
the Georgia loss. I'm just gonna like play the video real quick. I think it's like a minute and a half, but this was kind of my reaction. Um, and I just try to be honest. Like I don't try to, I kind of knew we were gonna get smacked or whatever. So I just was like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna try to live a little, and people seem to like it. Let me see. Let me get
Oh,
this.
this again?
What? Have you seen? Did you ever watch this?
Yeah, I watched it.
So I'm just going to play it real quick for the people, and then we'll discuss. Well, if I can get it to work. I got something to say. All right, here's the deal. This year, y'all coming to our house, okay? Neyland Stadium, and here's the thing, okay? We're bringing out the big guns, okay? Dolly Parton, ever heard of her? Bet you have. Peyton's going to be there. He was there when we beat Bama, so you know what that means. So here's still, we're bringing out all the big guns. I got my lucky shirt on. I got my signed Bill Dance hat. Okay, y'all ain't going to come in here and beat. Okay, well, y'all are probably going to win, but hey, here's the deal. You ain't going to beat us by no 20 in the first half quarter. Okay, you ain't gonna beat us by 20 in the first quarter. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, I don't know, it might happen, but hey, Dolly's gonna be there, so yeah, y'all suck it. Okay, so I posted that. I'm gonna try to mute this or whatever, but I don't even think you can see the numbers or whatever. But had like 1,000 comments, pretty good amount of views. I think there's like 50-ish thousand views or whatever. But the interesting thing, Casper, though, and I'm gonna say this on here because I don't think they're listening to us on here, but yet another reason why I can't stand TikTok. I'm the type of person that I just like to chat and have a good time and talk to people or whatever. But the funniest part about this video was there was so many people, and it says at the bottom to watch the whole video. They didn't watch the whole video, so they're like, oh yeah, well, that didn't age well. Oh yeah, how you feeling about it now? Oh, and like saying all this stuff. And then I'm like, and so I just like copied and started pasting, tell me you didn't watch the video without telling me you watched the video, just over and over and over again. So then people would go back and watch it again and be like, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. At least you got a sense of humor. Da, 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 da. But I was straight trolling all day long. And there's some people that was like, no, I did watch it. Y'all just suck. Blah, blah. No, you didn't, because it's like, I said nice things about Georgia,
Mhm.
but, you kind of have to pay respect. But the funny thing about it was, so I was just going down through there commenting, hey man, appreciate it, this and that. Yeah. Dolly's knockers are huge. Yeah, I know. Peyton, big forehead, whatever. Well, I get like a notification that says you're commenting too fast, take a break. And it literally would not let me respond to the comments anymore. So there's like 400 comments that I can't even respond to right now because it was just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I was going in there just chatting with people saying, hey, I appreciate that, man. And there's a lot of love. There's some ignorant people, there's people saying that I, married my sister and a bunch of dumb stuff like that. But yeah, so it was just it was one of those things. But I thought that was interesting because I'm like, you would think that they would not want to hinder you commenting on their platform. I don't know. It made no sense. But I was like, you're restricting me from commenting on people I don't know. I don't know if they thought I was a bot or what, but yeah, it was a good time. But I don't know how many new followers and stuff I got. But if any of you guys are listening, I greatly appreciate it. You got to laugh a little, as a Tennessee Vols fan. You don't have much to look forward to, so you just, you kind of just have to deal with it, I guess. But is that not interesting, though, that TikTok would shut me down from responding to comments?
They're a bunch of asses. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean,
Sorry.
I've had so much issues with TikTok. Like, it is insane. I got banned for a week from lives because I was telling people to go watch me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, because, they wasn't giving me a stream key. So I was telling people, hey, if you want to see me playing video games or whatever, go check me out here. Week ban, blocked my traction for a year. It went from 50,000 views a video to like 70, like no extra zeros. And yeah, TikTok kind of sucks. I love it, but I also hate it. But I'm like, that makes it like, why would you restrict people from commenting on your it made no sense. But met a lot of cool people. So if me and you ever decide to go down to Athens, I'm pretty sure we can get free beers, free barbecue. If we wasn't married, we could get toothless women. But yeah.
Hey, they know how to grow them peaches down there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not ever interested in going to Athens, just for the record. It's a dump. Glad you made some friends that are Georgia fans. I did not at the stadium, so yeah.
Dude,
hey, I'm glad you had a good weekend. I honestly am excited that you had a good weekend because
I had a kind of
I did not. So.
I kind of had a bad weekend, but it turned into a decent weekend. I got cucked so hard. I thought I was going to the game up until about 9 p.m. Friday night. Yeah. And then I was going to get tickets from somebody. And then at the last minute, they're like, oh, well, my son kind of wants to go. And I was like, dang it. I mean, that's cool. I get it. Like, have fun, mother. And then, like, I missed that Jalen Wright touchdown run. I got up to, like, start the dryer or something. I came back and I hear, wow. I'm like, what? I'm looking at showing. I'm like, dude, what happened? I thought like we ran a punt or a kickoff back or something. And then so that happened and I got excited and I was like, dang it, I should be there. And then I was like, but wait.
Yeah.
Balls. So let's not get excited. And then the suckish part about the whole game was the fact that our best highlight was like 10 seconds in and then nothing the rest of the game. Like, man, what it must be like.
We had some highlights later in the game. Throw the ball in the flat, get stopped, and punt the ball. I mean, we definitely did that very well. And I give Coach Heupel all the credit for that. So.
It was rough, which we'll get into the breakdowns here in a minute, but it was an interesting weekend. So what we got on in the way of Weirdo Wednesday news or Weirdo Monday news, I should say.
I'm gonna run through a couple of Vols news items from the game and try to bust these kind of quick since we're getting into the show here. Apparently, we did during the loss set the sound record according to. Let me get to this.
Saturday Down South
for you. Saturday Down South and Fox Sports. Knoxville set the record of 137 decibels.
I seen that.
On the third down, they were up 10-7, and, we need to stop there to really keep that to a one-score game. And I'll tell you right now, everybody around me was giving it every single thing they had. I didn't hear the whistle blow. The reports that I've seen on the internet said that nobody on the field could hear the whistle blow because everybody was so loud, and that's why that play looked really awkward. And, like, they snapped it and started running, and he ran, like, 5 or 10 yards, and we never tackled him. The ref finally grabbed him. But that was the report that
Did it sound like 137 decibels?
it my head that was at that one part to me. Yeah, it did. It was loud. It's the loudest thing I've heard crowd wise. I mean, I go to NASCAR and it was right there with that. I mean, it was loud. Like
Yeah.
if it would have been like that constant, it wasn't the whole game. Up
Especially that
until
third
they
quarter when
scored,
everybody was gone. Yeah.
up until they scored again, like everybody was really giving it a good shot. I think that touchdown to open the game up everybody was a little bit asleep. It felt pretty dead at first, but that little bit of life got everybody in it, and everybody was going for it, and it really was that loud in there.
See, that's why I thought they should have done the Dolly Rocky Top thing right off the rip.
Yeah.
Because my thought was like, boom, you're
So-
here.
So we can talk about that next. That's the next thing we'll talk about. Terrible job to University of Tennessee for their execution of a brilliant idea of bringing Dolly to the stadium. She clearly could not hear anything, didn't know what to do. They had no rehearsal. They had no sound check. They had nothing. They showed her up. They blew it. She didn't know what was going on. The band didn't know what was going on. The fans did sing it. We all felt bad for her there. Everybody around me was like, man, I feel bad for her.
She was pretty embarrassed. Like, so
Yeah.
on the TV, they did that during the timeout, and then they brought it back and didn't really play any of it. And I was like, well, then they were interviewing her. She's like, yeah, I swear I know how to sing. I don't know. I couldn't really hear nothing. And then she sung it, but dude, you could tell she was like morbidly embarrassed or
Well,
whatever.
So she was supposed to be singing with the band and the choir, but then like they started going and she had no idea. She couldn't hear them. I'm sure she had in-ears probably and they weren't working. They also had a monitor down there on the field and I was like, why? But they had one like wired monitor on that front of that little stage and I guess it didn't have any sound. I guess she couldn't hear the band very well. I don't know if she has hearing problems or something. I have no idea.
Well, so that's one thing. Like when we were there, being a music guy or whatever, growing up, when you're at the game, you can see the band director's hands, and the sound is like 4 seconds delayed because it's so big and reverberating and whatever. I honestly thought, and I didn't know how they were going to do it, but I thought, and I think I told you all this, but I thought she should have just sang it a cappella, and just left it alone.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been all right with that. I don't know. It's whatever. It was a good try, just terrible execution. It was a great idea, and unfortunately, their execution was about as good as the Tennessee offense. So,
yeah, I was wondering what was up with that, and even like, I don't think they've even released any videos of it or any social media. So, I was
they haven't released hardly anything. I've noticed that as well. So,
the only one they released was just her dead quiet. It wasn't even playing anything. So it was an awesome idea. Next time, just let her do it a cappella. Like she don't need anybody else, anyways.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell she was morbidly embarrassed. I felt terrible for her.
Dolly, don't be embarrassed. The universities who should be embarrassed, not you. We know you're better than that, girl. Other than that, the only other kind of news random thing that I don't know if anybody will really be that entertained by it. But so we were walking from one tailgate that we were at to another one, and we were coming down Philip Fulmer Drive there and walking on the sidewalk, and this dude, like right in front of the student union, right where the delivery area is underneath the building for like Aramark, if anybody knows, but right there where like the dining delivery is, we're stepping up to that curb and this guy is wearing a hoodie and a hat and he's like looking at the ground, but he has to look up to like make the step up on the curb. And I was like, holy shit, that's Theo Devon. And I was like,
no,
like I was like that was the thought in my head, and I was like, "There's no way it's actually Theo Vaughn." And then the guy behind him, I was like, "He's familiar too." And my wife was on the phone. I was walking with 2 other people, and I was like, "Surely I'm just crazy." But I started thinking about it, that R hat. I don't even know what his hat is, but it's got like a turquoise-ish R on it, right? And so I just kind of put that in the back of my mind, and we left the game, and like I was scrolling and Theo Vaughn was there with Caleb Presley from Bussin' with the Boys or whatever. I think he's done some work with Barstool as well. But you know what I'm talking about, the guy with the flowing hair that
Yeah,
does interviews,
yeah.
and that's who that was behind him. Like they were there together, and
Well,
so
he was
like
at the Bama game like last year.
so I.
So
But here's the thing, I knew that's who it was. This dude had a hoodie like pulled over his head, like I mean,
mhm.
like trying to hide. But so I was about 6 inches from Theo Vaughn, and I didn't say anything because I
Dude, you were that
like there's no
close.
way, like no, like yes, like that close.
It's probably
Like
from a respect thing better that you didn't say anything
yeah,
about
yeah,
Theo
yeah, yeah.
Vaughn because, like, then he would have got mobbed,
Right, right. But
and
I thought that was
obviously he didn't wanna be seen,
pretty
but
cool,
that's
like leaving because I like in my head I was like, dang, that looked like Theo Vaughn. I was like, I really think it was him. I was like, I could see him coming to this, and then I get in the car and I was like, "Oh my god, it was him!" And then I kinda
dude.
got on the Facebook and looked around, and I guess they went to the Vol Shop, which if you don't know, is, like, right down the hill from where I was talking about, right around that same time, so I
Yeah,
think that
because
was right after they left the Vol Shop. I think they kinda got mobbed in the Vol Shop and then walked out, so, um
we were gonna go in there, when me and you went to the UConn game. It was like, it's a
yeah,
little packed, and then I was
mm,
like, I don't wanna pay triple for
I'll
this
tell
stuff
you
anyways, but
I'll tell you right now, it was not packed at the UConn game compared to what it was yesterday. I'll tell you that right now, it's a fact. But other than that, couple other news items I wanted to get to before we get into our breakdown here. Um, Auburn paid New Mexico State $1.87 million to travel all the ways down to Auburn, Alabama, into Jordan Hare Stadium and absolutely just beat the dog snot out of them. Like what, 28-10, 38-10, or something like
dude,
that.
I took New Mexico State on the spread, but I did
Yeah,
not think that it was gonna go down like that. Yeah, it was like 28-10 or something or third. I
go
don't
Lobos.
yeah, that was that was I was like, my God,
Oh,
at least we
yeah.
lost to Georgia. Like, sheesh.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I felt
Shit
too.
like
But,
I seen that and I was like, oh God. It's getting awful frosty down there with Hugh Freeze right
um,
now. But hey, it's first year, so
yeah,
they
yeah.
should have
No, you
kept
know how these
Cadillac
first year
Williams.
coaches go. I mean, you watch Colorado get that butt whooped on Friday night, I'm sure, so you know how that goes.
I couldn't watch it.
I did actually watch it, well,
There's
some of it, and I was like, "Oh my god."
there's
Whoa.
a lot of finger pointing and stuff in the media and all kinds of stuff going on right now in
Yeah, it's
Colorado. But
unfortunately, when you have drama and you start losing, you can't cover up the drama. Drama's one of those things nobody cares about when you're winning. Once you start losing, it's a big deal. So, other than that, the only other real news thing for the LTS is that the basketball team is headed to Maui, um, looking to win the dadgum tournament, boys. Okay, start off
let's get it,
Monday.
boys.
I
Let's
think first
freaking do
game is against
this.
Syracuse, if I'm not mistaken. I think is what I saw.
I
Monday at
believe
like
so.
2:30. So, hey, listen, that'd be a good way for basketball to go. I mean, we're a basketball school now. Football season's over, so
Basically, yeah.
that's what we got.
That was bad.
See what we got. But any other
Yeah.
weekend news
Send it.
items you had?
Um, I had some news related stuff, but not really pertaining much to this. But yeah, no, rock and roll it, boys. Here's the deal. We're shutting down during football season. I don't know. We might keep one episode a week going, or we may just say, hey, screw it. We'll come back 3-4 weeks before season kicks back off. But, give them hell, boys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the game day breakdowns. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with a little Tangerine Show, baby. Okay, welcome back to the Little Tangerine Show. If you have not already, click like, click subscribe. If you're watching this, feel free to comment. Okay, maybe your comment makes it to the the dumbass comment of the week. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Number one, Georgia came into town at number 18, Tennessee, and obviously that's our team. Tennessee started off, man, they played awesome on the first drive. Jalen Wright broke a long ace touchdown run. and scored right off the rip, and it was great. Anything else you seen, or that's it, right?
I mean, you know what's bad is I was sitting there in the stands, and I looked at the wife. I was like, I need to call out the podcast tomorrow. And she
Why?
said,
Because
"If
we're
you,"
about to get
this is what
shellacked.
this is what she legitimately told me as we sat there in the middle of third quarter. You ready? She
Mm-hmm.
said, "You just tell them all out there that if you don't have anything nice to say, you're not supposed to talk, and then you just sit there and be quiet." Cricket,
Mm.
cricket. No, man. I mean,
Well, I kind of told you the same thing though. You shot me a message for the game. I was like, "Don't you start your negative stuff.
yeah,
I'll mute your ass."
yeah. I guess so. This is what I'll say about that one touchdown. Unfortunately, I think that woke Georgia up. If anything, that was not. It's not like that was a decom like record-breaking genius play design. That was literally where the linebacker just took the wrong gap. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. And we cut it and broke it, and Jalen Wright did Jalen Wright stuff. When he gets a hole, he's good to go. The problem is we didn't get a hole the rest of the day after that. But I mean, it was a good play. I'm glad he did it, and for that for that 10 seconds, I enjoyed the game. I
Yeah, I
really
mean,
did.
we put up 75 yards on
Yeah,
that one play, and then after that, we put up 202 yards the rest of the game.
yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah.
but yeah. So the and when for those of you that's listening, whenever I say people are saying this and that, I gauge it off of ignorant message boards from all the Vols networks and the talking Rocky Top, all the whatever. I see it all, or I see a lot of it. So I take the ignorant message boards, I take the lives, I take comments on my videos and social media, and I kind of compact it all together. But so to me, the dumbest. Well, I'd curious to see what you think, but to me, the dumbest thing that I've seen is a lot of people are saying we need to fire the defense coordinator, which to me is ignorant.
I agree.
The reason I think it's ignorant is because Mizzou had the ball for 40 minutes against us
Mhm,
with all the 3 and outs.
mhm,
Georgia had the ball for 41 minutes
mhm.
because of all the 3 and outs.
Yeah.
We did a good job of not turning the ball over, but that was also because we just did nothing with it. I actually would have rather have seen a couple interceptions or some fumbles or something like, hey, at least they're giving it their all. But I think to me, what made this loss so disappointing was not getting shellacked by Georgia. I mean, they're the best team in the nation for a reason, reigning champs, back-to-back champs, hadn't lost in 8 years. Not literally, but they've not lost in a long time.
Yeah.
Getting shellacked is one thing, but this was the first time that I can remember watching them. It just felt like we just wouldn't even try. I mean, there's a few times where, and anybody that knows me knows that I bitch a lot about, fourth down and whatever. Now, I still think if it's fourth down on your own 30, you probably shouldn't go for it. But,
Did
I
they
mean,
challenge
it's,
that yesterday? Did they challenge that thought in your head yesterday whenever they decided to punt the ball on some of those?
well, that's what I was about to say. There was several fourth down plays late in the third, whatever. I'm like, dude, just go for it. Like, why are we punting right? Like, it was just like we were like, like we got no shot. Like, I don't know. It was just like the most defeated that I've seen this team play in a long time. Injuries was a major part. We lost a couple guys there. I think at one point we were like at our fourth string, safety or something stupid. I mean, it was pretty bad. Which I'm gonna try to pull up the injuries
Yeah,
while we're talking about
the injuries is bad. I mean, with Obviously, Haddon being out's a big deal still. I finally heard some people in the stadium saying, "Yeah, I was saying we didn't need Haddon after that Florida game, but by God, I wish we had him now." I heard that in the stadium yesterday, literally like 3 times.
Which we were saying. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know. I
you
just
know,
want to let you know that we were right. But and then you lose Brew, and then you lose Thornton, so you have no receivers other than Squirrel. They double covered Squirrel the entire game, stacked them on him. I mean, I know he still got out there and we overthrew him, but Keaton still can't catch a ball. Like literally can't catch the ball. I'm sorry that maybe that's mean, but like
we
he cannot catch the ball. So
we were down. So a lot of people were like, "Yeah, there comes Joe Milton. I was going to overthrow everybody." I'm like, bro, like, okay, for one, Milton and Thornton's out. Okay.
McCoy,
And
Thornton,
do what? Or I mean,
McCoy and Thornton. Yeah, you're good.
Brew McCoy
Yeah.
and Thornton. They're both out. And Squirrel White is great. Ramel Keaton is, he's inconsistent. But like, dude, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking up how tall Nimrod is. But I mean, dude, we don't really have a wide receiver. Okay, Nimrod's 6'3". But I think Squirrel White and Sampson, who he's a running back that, catches a lot for us. But, a lot of our guys, man, are like under freaking, 6 foot or whatever. It's like, of course he's overthrown them. Sorry, I got like a bunch of freaking windows and stuff popping up all of a sudden. But, it's just, a lot of people's like, oh yeah, he's overthrown everybody. I'm like, dude, like our tall guys are out for one, but for two, it's like, dude, that's how fast they're going to be coming at the next level. Like you got to adjust. And then, was it? I'm looking here. Caleb Webb got hurt on that one play. I think he ended up coming back and finishing out. But yeah, man, it was just like, but our safeties. I was trying to see. We had a couple guys.
Thing on the receivers, just to point this out, is that Keaton, and I'm not trying to be an ass, I'm really not, but like Keaton didn't even make the box score in receiving because he didn't catch the ball, and I know he threw it to him 5 times. So, and I know it hit his hands 3 out of 5 times that I remember. So, like, that's tough, man. That's tough. The other thing is, like, as far as you want to talk about injuries, you find your list.
I'm still looking.
The other thing, as far as like the whole passing situation goes, like we throw the same slant, the same curl, and the same screen pass every time, and we don't. It's either that or a straight go route. There's never anything middle of the field ever, and they don't even cover the middle of the field. They don't need to because we don't put a shirt there. Like I watched that game for a good while and just wanted to see somebody run across the middle of the field in an orange shirt, and they just don't do it. We don't do it.
Our 2 starting safeties were McDonald and Wesley Walker. Both of those got hurt. Yeah. And then Jordan Thomas got a hip injury during the game, so he ended up exiting and left. Yeah. So we were down to we had Slaughter out there.
Yeah. He never move.
Do what?
He was out there every play.
Yeah, which he was doing the best he could. But yeah, I'm sorry, I found my in-depth notes that I took. But yeah, it was, we were down to our 4th safety against the best team in the nation. you had basically walk-ons pretty much, covering Brock Bowers and company. But now that's not to make an excuse, but in my opinion, Haddon getting hurt when he did, there was an immediate drop off in the secondary, and at that point, I was like, "Oof, we're looking pretty rough." But so the way you fix that is, you just got to recruit and build your lineup, build that depth out a little bit, man. That's just the only way around it. I did think it was interesting. Milton caught his first ever career reception to himself.
I saw that.
That's pretty interesting. What about the interception that was negated by the holding call? I don't know. Did they show that on the Jumbotron, or did you go back and watch that?
What they showed on the Jumbotron was not holding. I don't know what. Everybody I've talked to today said that there was a hold. Was there a hold? I'm asking you, Big Drewski, was there a hold?
So I did not think that there was a hold, but even Gary Danielson and Stessator, however you say it, Testator or whatever, both of them said that it was not a hold. They're like, I don't know. I don't know what they were seeing there. Now, granted, again, you can't blame the refs for losses, but really at that point, that was like the last momentum swing where it's like we never got back after that. We had
So
back to back 3-and-outs. This was all in the first quarter. The back to back 3-and-outs hurt, and then the second quarter, we had. I thought it was kind of crazy. Now these are two separate points, but we had 2 incompletions on 3rd and 3. And at that point in the game, I felt like we were running the ball pretty good. To me, it made no sense to throw the ball on 3rd and 3 twice. Like, run it, see if you get it, then get in 4th and 1 and figure out what to do. But
yeah. So back to your referee point, I want to touch on that before the 3rd and 3. So I'd sit here and I still 100% agree with the fact that you can't blame a loss on a referee, and I'm not blaming a loss on a referee. But I also like to point out 2 giant moments in that game. So if what I saw was not holding, which it sounds like everybody else has agreed it wasn't holding, wasn't holding, that's Tennessee ball on the 20-yard line going in to score to tie at a minimum. That was field goal range to tie the game at 10-7. Blew it. Gave them the ball back. They would go down and score, right?
mm-hmm.
And that's what happens, okay? Again, was it the next drive after that face mask they didn't call? Like,
I did have it in the notes. That was
those 2 calls, man. Like,
that was in the second quarter.
That literally could have turned the game. I mean, and when this is the other thing, and we haven't said it on this podcast yet. So let me get this out here because I watched them yesterday. Georgia, I'm looking at the camera. Georgia is a good football team. Carson Beck is legit. Kirby Smart is legit. Okay. Like, for us to beat them yesterday, we had to have a perfect game, and we couldn't have any bad calls go against us. So it's just one of the other things to add to the list. We also couldn't drop passes. We also couldn't miss tackles in the backfield. But it, when you stack all those things up, that's how it ends up 38-10, unfortunately. So
yeah, at that moment in the game, with that blown interception, holding call, whatever you want to call it, at that moment, you still kind of felt like, okay, if we can get something going, and then that was a super pivotal moment to have that called back. Was like, I'm not saying that Georgia wouldn't eventually ran off on us, but they would have ran off on us a lot later. And of course, everybody's gonna smack talk us and talk crap and whatever, and that's fine. But a lot of people just looked at the final score. They didn't watch the actual tone of the game. We were hanging in there for a minute, and then,
it weren't.
it just didn't work. But
between those 2 penalties, that took completely the crowd out of the game, and that also took any life out of Tennessee's. I mean, the attitude is terrible after both those. And I mean, honestly, I don't know how much of that you could see on TV, but our attitude was pretty crappy.
I mean, it just, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. After that, it just looked like we gave up. It was just like we gave up, man. And of course, everybody on the internet's blaming Joe and everything, which he didn't have a stellar game by any means. I mean, he had 147 yards, 17-30, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
He would have had a touchdown, and he would have had at least another 50 yards if Mel Keaton could catch a football.
Yeah, now, granted, he missed some throws a few times. I know our buddy T. Fitty was talking about the one he missed on the slant, but I actually I recorded my TV screen. He also hit Squirrel right on the hands one time. But just, drop balls, miss plays. Did he miss a few? Yeah. The thing that I think he did good at, though, was, not turning the ball over against Georgia, I think is a big, big thing. There was a couple plays where I genuinely feel like he overthrew them on purpose to just basically say, hey, look, either our guy's going to catch it or nobody is. I'm okay with those. to me, I would rather have an incompletion than an interception. But the Vols finished the day 147 yards through the air, 130 on the ground, which we've said all year. If you don't get 100, and or if you don't get 225 on the ground, you're just not going to win. The Vols were able to create a couple situations. They had the interception called back, did recover a fumble, but just wasn't enough to get it done. Georgia had 27 first downs to our 13. They finished with 472 yards, 316 of which was through the air, 156 was on the ground. One thing I do feel like the Vols and really both teams did good on was there wasn't a lot of penalties. 2 for the Georgia, 3 for the Vols. I think for the Vols, we always have penalties in crucial moments, but good on Georgia. They're looking strong. I'm actually looking. I don't know about you, but I'm actually looking forward to this Bama versus Georgia matchup for the SEC championship. This might be a loaded question, but if Bama beats Georgia, are they both out?
I mean, everybody's gonna have to tune into our CFP Top 25 show for that. But I mean, no, one gets in. There's no way that the SEC does not get a team in. Everybody who sits here and talks about they both be out because they have a loss. There's going to be a lot of one-loss teams.
That being said, though, the committee strokes it to the Big Ten, and they don't like the SEC, and they're tired of seeing the SEC in there. So,
did you watch Game Day yesterday at all?
I watched most of it. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually really enjoyed their doomsday situation for the playoff committee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Herb Street made some very interesting. I know he's the football god, and here's the thing, and he actually did not put Ohio State, Michigan at the top every time, but he asked this. Okay, so you take the top 7 teams. Any of them, do you think, other than Georgia, do you think they're better than the Alabama is? Are they better than Alabama? And basically, Florida State's not better than Alabama. Washington,
especially not with. I think if them losing Jordan Travis doesn't affect them like it did us losing Hooker last year,
it does.
I'm going to be pretty upset.
They're gonna lose to Florida anyways. You can go ahead and write that down somewhere if you want to. I'm gonna pick that on the next show, but I hate that for him. By the way, terrible injury, dude. Did you see that crap?
Yeah, it was. I didn't see the play, but everybody said that was basically bruise injury or whatever.
Dude, his leg, he rolled over and his leg was like.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
But yeah, they're going to Florida. It's rivalry game. No, they're done. I wouldn't worry about Florida State. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Now, one more loose end that I did want to wrap up. Okay,
redshirted.
Everybody has been asking all year, why aren't we playing Nico, dude? What the crap? We should be playing Nico. The reason why Heupel has been holding him is, I think if you only play in 4 games, you can technically redshirt.
This is a new rule for this year, by the way.
So, because they were talking about on the what am I trying to say? The game cast there or whatever, the television broadcasts. They're like, now for those of you that's wanting to know about Nico and why he's not playing whatever, he can't play because of redshirting. If he's only played in 3 games, so if he plays at Vandy, that will be the 4th game, and he'll still be eligible. The bowl games don't count. So he can play as much as he wants in the bowl game. It doesn't count. He can still technically be redshirted. So, which I guess that's what that dude was talking about.
That 4 more years in Nico. So there's your positive for this weekend. We have 4 more years in Nico. Congratulations.
So moving forward, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Okay, that's why you haven't seen Nico. Everybody that's wanting to know, everybody that says, "Oh, we should have been playing Nico," well, obviously Heupel knows what he's doing. Okay, although I don't think Milton's done that bad, but it's neither here nor there. Now, question moving forward, and this is I'm merging a bunch of questions that I got on the lives and stuff, but if you're the Tennessee Vols moving forward, And this is an ABC thing, but A, do you fire the offense coordinator? B, do you fire the defense coordinator? C, do you just do the best you can do, scrap it, move on to, next year? And I guess that's really, there was a fourth one, but I forgot. But a lot of people were asking, well, what are we going to do? Blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, I don't think maybe firing the offense coordinator is kind of a harsh word or phrase. I'm not a big fan of firing anybody. I definitely don't think we fire Heupel. That would have been the fourth one. A lot of people, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a loud, ignorant minority that thinks that we should fire Heupel. But a lot of other people are starting to say, oh, well, we should fire Tim Banks, which to me just shows that you have no football IQ. But, it's neither here nor there. But out of those scenarios, which one do you think you should do, or do you think or is there any that you think you should do?
Defense is fine. I think our defense has played good all year. Honestly, I've been impressed with our defense. I know that yesterday was a little bit different, but injuries in the back half of the defense just absolutely ate us up. But overall, I actually feel like our defense has been pretty good this year. Offense, so that's no, do not fire the defensive coordinator. Halsey is not the answer as an offensive coordinator. He was the quarterback's coach. He is not the answer as an offensive coordinator, in my opinion. I also think that. So yes, I don't know they have to fire him, but we need to move him back to a quarterback's coach or something. He's just not. He's not the thing. But here's the thing about the offense, and you opened up this can of worms. I don't know if you wanted to open up with me, but I think we have to come up with an entire new offensive scheme. I don't think we can run Golesh's scheme. I don't think hurry up offense is going to work in the SEC. I think the defense is too good. I think the teams are too good. I think everybody runs the ball too good. I think that we have absolutely got our what's beat into the ground the last 2 games on time of possession because our scheme is bad.
I like the version of the hurry up that we have ran where we hurry up to slow down. I don't like the snapping it every 4 seconds. I think that just doesn't work. Like you said, if you run 3 plays and you take 15 seconds off the clock and now you're punting, like you've accomplished nothing. Like you can't have your defense on the field all game long. However, the only flip side to that I will say though is with Joe, I think he runs better the faster you go. So in his situation, I think going faster is better. But as a general blanket statement, no, I think if we continue forward, what Tennessee needs to do moving forward is Tennessee moving forward needs to continue on the path of having really good defense, a really good run game. That's when we were the most successful over the last 30, 40 years was good defense, good run game.
Yeah.
And then don't turn the ball over. And I'm not saying that quarterbacks and passing and all that stuff doesn't matter, but I'm just saying if you can do those two things well, having a good quarterback who can get it done in the passing game is just a plus. But I also think that that's kind of more your pro style anyways. So I think you're going to be able to put a lot of guys in the NFL and recruit, based off of that. So,
The only other thing I want to say about the Halsey thing, because I do realize I pretty well just put him on blast, said we should fire him. I'm not sure what our offense and schematically looks like with Nico instead of Milton. I've pretty well been on here and said I didn't see Nico look that accurate at UConn when we were there. I'm not sure that he is a stud, but I also do think he can move a little better, and he can move to create plays. Joe can't do that. So that might change our offense a little bit. Hooker did that very well, moving to create plays. So maybe we need to give him one more year. I don't know, but I'm not sold that it is the answer.
I'm not going to say we need to fire him, but I think it's fair to say if we're talking about firing people, if anybody needs to be fired, then it would be him.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I'm not saying he needs to be fired. I'm just saying if anybody was going to be fired, it would probably need to be him.
I think
Nico, and just for the record, just so everybody knows and everybody's aware, I think Nico's going to do good next year. but he needs that time to develop. What's going to happen is we're going to bring in all these 4 and 5 stars, and we're going to bring a Squirrel is going to be developed, and we're going to have like all these guys around us. It's going to be really good. And Nico's probably going to do pretty well. And everybody's going to be like, see, if we would have played Nico all year long, listen, I mean, if Nico was the guy, he'd be the guy. We've seen him play. I'm not saying he's not going to be bad, but like you said, he's good at creating, extending the play and getting the ball downfield, but his accuracy is where you would expect a true freshman to be. So we'll see what happens. But, I think Nico's going to have a better team around him next year. I do think that we can have some success, but my feelings on us versus Vandy. I think, hey, dude, if we got that 4th game, let's go ahead and get him out there, get him some reps, and then,
Oh, you're an idiot.
Look, I'm okay. I'm okay with all that if it leads to us winning, 9 or 10 games next year.
It's not going to matter because our scheme's going to have to change from this year to next year. So I don't think it personally matters at Vandy. I want to wrap up these pick'ems for the week and wrap this thing down.
So Daver Down, I was watching it. Daver Down is still in the lead. He gained a little bit more ground on me this week. He had 70 points. I had 60. Casper, you're
irrelevant.
One good week you might be able to get back up there, but I'm still trying to chase him down. But Daver Down's going to have a terrible week for me to get back ahead of him because I think either next week or the following week's last one. But we'll see what happens. As far as our lock of the weeks, I missed mine. Wake Forest 24.5, what was the final? I didn't even look.
It was Notre Dame 45, Wake Forest 7.
Okay, so I missed that one by a lot. But you hit yours, and then, I changed the Colorado over because I just felt
Good call. Good call.
I just know that Colorado, they usually score a lot of points, but they also allow a lot of points, so I feel pretty comfortable with that moving on.
They got them 4 wins, and that's it. That's all they're getting.
They got me some money. Hey, so in closing, anything else you want to add?
Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy some turkey with your best friends and family, and be nice to people, for real.
Be nice to people. That is definitely a good tip. But we're going to go ahead and skedaddle on out of here. If you have not already, click like, click subscribe. This is where you come in.
I couldn't hear you. Sorry, you always cut out when you start the music. I don't know if you know that or not, but as soon as you start the music, I can't hear you.
I said, I am Big Drewski. I have my co-host
Casper with the mo-host.
We're going to skedaddle on out of here. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Peace.
Peace.